Are you looking for a guide that goes into detail about each class in redsec? Or are you confused about the classes in general and which one would fit your playstyle the best to help you rack up the wins in redsec? Well, no need to worry, fellow battle dad, because in today's video I will be doing a deep dive on each class to help you understand how they work and ranking them from best to worst. What's going on, everyone? I hope you're having a fantastic day. My name is Gabe, and if you're new here, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you. And my goal for today's video is to help you understand the class system a little bit better, because it can be confusing to some people. Speaking for myself, it took me way too long to understand how they actually work, and also to help you pick which class is going to be best to fit your playstyle to have you rack up those wins. As always, if you find any information in this video useful, a like would be appreciated. It's free for you and it helps me out a lot. And also, if you're feeling generous, feel free to subscribe to the channel if you like the Battlefield content and want to continue seeing it. Alright, first up is going to be the fan favorite assault class. Just joking, I don't think this one's anyone's fan favorite. It's probably one of the weaker classes, but is it the weakest one? You have to stick around to the end of the video to find that out. But before we jump into it, I want to point out that the universal equipment there at the very bottom, the anti-tank thermite sabotage. Now what this pretty much is if you happen to get close enough to a tank, or I should say lucky enough to get close to a tank, that every class has the ability to put a thermite explosive onto the tank, causing it damage. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't know how in the hell you're going to be able to get that close to a tank to be able to plant this on there without it absolutely slamming you and like blowing you up. But it's a nice feature that each class has. Now, each class has the class signature set and the training path that are kind of similar to multiplayer, but a little bit different. We're going to start from top to bottom. The gadget number 1, the assault ladder. In my opinion, this one is kind of one of the weaker gadgets. It works the same in multiplayer. You can put it up, you get on top of rooftops, but like I said, I feel like it's a weak gadget. I mean, it's not that great. As far as gadget number 2, it's a little bit better. It has a high explosive launcher. This launcher is going to fire impact trigger grenades that are really good for damaging structures and getting those campers off the rooftops, and also clearing out enemies from behind cover. Now, by default, it's carried as standalone, but you can put an undersling on it and mount it at the bottom of your weapon. This I haven't tried, but I'm pretty sure it's going to slow down your movement speed. Next up, of course, the signature weapon for assault class is the assault rifle, which is going to give you faster draw times and also allowing you to fire sooner after exiting a sprint. Now, the signature trait for the assault class is going to be one of the two best things that are about this class is the mission focused. What this is going to do is if your teammates happen to die and you have to go to a respawn tower to get them back, it's going to capture much quicker, which is great for a bot like me and my teammates because we're constantly dying, and this really helps speed up the process of getting us back in the fight. Now, moving on to the training path, the second best thing about this class is the quick plating. It's going to allow you to put on armor plates 33% faster, which is great if the enemy breaks your plates. You can kind of hide behind cover and you can put in your plates that much faster to get you back into the fight. Next up, Grenader. The high explosive launcher carrying capacity increased to 5 rounds. By default, I believe it's 2. Next up is cluster munitions. High explosive launcher explosions generate 5 fuse sub-munitions. So pretty much you shoot one grenade, it's going to break off into 5 separate grenades. And to the last one, stockpile. The class gadget resupply rate increased by 10% with each improvement. And of course, once you die, all the training paths that reset. One thing I will point out is that for each class, the training paths are extremely important, okay? You know those contracts that you do around the map, you know, they don't just give you XP and better guns. They also give you experience to level up your training path. And for you to be able to get the most use out of each class, make sure to level up those training paths. So that means constantly doing contracts. It's going to be fantastic for you at the end game. All right, now we're going to move over to the support class. Of course, the gadget number 1 is going to be the supply bag. It works a little bit different than it does in multiplayer. For example, when you throw this down and you go to get ammo, it's not going to give you full ammo right away. You're going to have to sit there really close to the bag, and it's going to give you ammo over time. It's also going to start to regen your health, but just a heads up, in redsec, it's not going to resupply your gadgets. Gadget number 2 is going to be the smoke grenade launcher. Fires impact trigger grenades designated to help create temporary smoke screens, and also blocks the ability to spot targets and clear spotted markers from all infantry inside the smoke radius. So pretty much what that means is your enemy, if they happen to have a recon on their team and they put up their recon drone and then it spots you, you can shoot this grenade launcher at your feet, and the smoke's going to clear any markers for you and your teammate that's in the smoke radius. And just like the assault grenade launcher, this could also be mounted underneath your gun for faster access. The signature weapon of the support is going to be the LMG, so you're going to be very proficient with that. It's going to help faster transition to aim down sight speed, and also no sprint speed penalty when carrying LMGs. Now for the support class, the signature trait is going to be the field sustainment. Distribute health packs to teammates when they directly interact with you. So if one of your squad mates' plates get broken and they start getting into their health, all they have to do is run up to you and interact with you, and it's going to give them health. Now for the training path for assault, I feel like this is probably one of the best training paths there is for each class. The supply line, armor carrying capacity is increased by 2 plates. So at times it can be very hard to find plates inside this map, so having the ability to carry 2 extra plates for you and your squad mates is key. Also, the urgent aid, you can drag down soldiers 20% faster and revive them 2.5 seconds quicker. And also the hemostatic smoke. If you shoot this at your teammate, it's going to speed up the revival to 2.2 seconds for all classes. It also provides 12.5 health regen after 2.5 seconds and slows down bleed out time. So if you're in a firefight and one of your teammates goes down, you can shoot some smoke at him. And if you happen to get to him to revive him, it's going to speed up the revival time so much quicker. And lastly, the stockpile class gadget resupply rate increases by 10% with each improvement. Effects reset upon death. All right, moving on to the engineer class. Class signature set gadget gadget number 1 is going to be the repair tool. This is going to work pretty much the same in multiplayer. You're going to be able to repair your tanks, vehicles, but also an added feature in redsec is there's going to be these special engineer lockers that are scattered around the map that only engineers can open using the repair tool. Gadget number 2 is going to be the aim guided launcher, an anti-vehicle launcher that can be upgraded to enable missile guidance. You target via the weapon's crosshairs. Inflicts greater damage on the side, top, and rear of the vehicles while armor is thinner. We'll go into that more when we start talking about the training path. Of course, the signature weapon for engineers is SMG, so it's going to allow you to have improved fire control when using SMGs. Signature trait is going to be the mechanized infantry. Take less explosive damage when near friendly vehicles and prevent them from being occupied by hostiles in the event of all vehicle crew exit. Repair vehicle health to keep both effects active. So what this is if you happen to get into a fight with another team and everyone that decides to jump out of the tank for whatever reason, the enemy team is not going to be able to jump into your tank and take it. Now moving on to the training path, enhanced targeting. Launcher is now aim guided via magnified optic. Okay, so going back to gadget number 2, for you to be able to guide the missiles with this, you have to unlock this enhanced targeting training path. So make sure to unlock this enhanced targeting to give you that much better of a chance to hit the target when guiding the missile. Devastating impact. Damaging enemy vehicles reduces their repair effectiveness by 50% for 10 seconds. And what this is if you happen to use your aim guided launcher and you hit your target, when the enemy engineer jumps out to repair the tank, it's going to have 50% less effectiveness for 10 whole seconds, which is great. Now the one above this, mobility killed warhead, is in my opinion one of the best training paths that you can unlock. What this is going to do is the aim gun launcher hits temporarily immobilized vehicles for 8 seconds. So your engineer, he has, the training paths all the way leveled up to this point. Shoot your rocket, you hit the tank, it's going to completely disable that tank for 8 seconds, which is fantastic. And lastly, my personal favorite and the one that I run the most is recon. Now the map in redsec is super big, but having the ability to spot your targets from gadget number 1 and gadget number 2 is super important, and I highly suggest at least somebody in your squad runs this. If not, you're at a severe disadvantage. Gadget number 1 is the motion sensor. This device spots nearby moving enemies, vehicles, and gadgets. Mark their position in world and on the mini-map for all team members to see. Enemy infantry can remain undetected while moving in the crouch or prone position. The only real downside to the motion sensor, which isn't that big of a deal, is when you put it down, it's going to emit a little bit of a sound. So if your enemies hear that, they're going to go into the crouch and prone position. If they're smart, you're not going to be able to see them. Moving on to gadget number 2, in my opinion, the best gadget out of all the classes is the recon drone. A combat drone that can carry explosive ordnance and can be rigged to self-destruct. Can be left hovering to automatically spot hostiles, marking the position in world and on the mini-map. Equipped with thermal vision and enhanced spotting. Now, just like in multiplayer, the signature weapon is going to be the sniper rifle. Improved marksmanship skills, including a reduced weapon sway, quicker rechanging between shots, and better breath control for steadier aim. Signature trait, passive spotting. You can spot your enemies just by ADSing at them, which is great because you don't have to worry about hitting whichever button you have for ping. It just automatically spots them. Now, moving on to the training path, Bombardier. Recon drone can now drop explosive payloads. Moving on from Bombardier, we have the tracking pulse. Spot enemies within a 25-meter radius for 5 seconds after downing their squad mate. With the tracking pulse training path unlocked, when you're running the recon class and you down somebody, it's going to show all of their squad mates within a 25-meter radius for 5 seconds. Next up is the loitering munitions. The recon drone can now self-destruct for additional damage. Now my number 1 overall pick has to go with the recon class. Like I was saying in the beginning of this video, being able to spot enemy squads with the recon drone and the proximity sensor is super OP and a must-have for any squad. Now my second pick has to go the engineer class, mostly due to the gadget number 2, the aim gun and launcher, especially in the training path. Once you unlock the mobility kill warhead, being able to immobilize a tank or really any other vehicle is super OP, and it really gives you and all your squad mates an advantage. You could all kind of gang up on the tank and shoot it with RPGs and launchers. Third has to go the support class just because of the supply bag, the quick revives, and also being able to carry 2 extra plates. And last but not least, the assault class. Like I was saying in the beginning of this video, I feel like it's the weakest class out of all the other classes. Being able to capture respawn towers quicker and the quick plating is nice, but it doesn't compare to all the other classes. If you found any information in this video useful, a like would be appreciated. And if you like Battlefield 6 content, please consider subscribing to the channel for news, loadouts, and useful tips. Thanks again, and I'll see you guys in the next one. What the fuck was that?